Ling here. Hello. I am coming to you live from Sydney. In case you did not know, that is where I'm based, Sydney, Australia. And at this point in time, it is the most perfect autumn weather. Do you like autumn? It's probably my most favorite season of all. So I do work hard. I do work hard. Since I've announced that I've been on clinical sabbatical, I think some well meaning people in my world get concerned when they actually see me doing things or producing things or stepping out into new areas. I'm not quite sure what a sabbatical means to you or indeed to the people around me, but let me define it because it is indeed a gift, and I probably am an advocate for everybody to think about some kind of sabbatical. So, a sabbatical for me basically means taking a pause to from the thing that you might be doing quite a lot of and just redirecting your energy somewhere else. That's essentially it. Now, the pause that I decided to take some time out from is actually doing my individual clinical work as well as a repeat of some of the programs that I've done in the past, specifically in the burnout realm, where I've been repeating material, and just wanted to take a pause to redirect, which is my where my clinical sabbatical is, which is to redirect to some new learning, some new research, to look at domains of knowledge that I haven't really been able to look at but are so related, particularly in the area of leadership as well as organizational psychology. So every Monday and Thursday, I do a literature review. What that simply means is I go and have a look at everything that is new that has come out, because I pretty much have read most things that are in the past, but just looking at new research in these two key areas that I enjoy. So for me, it's a break from clinical work, but it's not a holiday from life, right? This is what I say to my children, particularly when they were younger and it was school holidays. It's a holiday from school, but it's not a holiday from life. And here's why. Every human being needs to still feel like they are contributing and achieving. It is detrimental to our mental health when we stop doing everything because you're not feeling like you're giving, that you're achieving, that you're accomplishing anything, right? The small act of making breakfast for yourself, the act of making your bed, of getting dressed, these are all things that we encourage our clients to do, to take small steps when they're feeling really, really depressed. And that is because human beings fundamentally need to be doing, giving, moving, achieving, accomplishing. So you can't take a sabbatical from life. I'd never recommend that. No. Have you tried to be on extended holiday? You probably could, but you will find yourself still moving in directions of producing or being goal directed. Maybe you take 3 months to go to a different country, but you might visit every museum that you can find there, or you might take a real interest in the arts, or you might start to pen some notes for a memoir, or do some painting for yourself, whatever. All right. So if you decide, it's what goal directed activity you decide for yourself, right? So yeah, I'm still working hard because I still have a job. And here's the thing. Here's the second thing that I want to say. If you're actually dreading going to your work and doing your job, there's something in there to be looked at. So it's not just workload, it is work type. So, given that I haven't been doing clinical work, not traveling, or not doing a lot of conferences as I normally would, yes, I have filled that up with other things. I've filled that up with the goal directed learning things that I want to be doing. But it's not workload, it's work type, right? So the more meaningful the things that you're doing, the more engaged you are in it, the more you just want to do it. And it's called a flow state, right? You're in a state of thinking and creatively being curious and trying to work out new ideas and connections and meaning, and just making connections and dots, that you just want to do it. And so in this particular season that I'm in, I still love my job. I absolutely love it. In the hours that I've carved out to be working, which is for me is Monday to Thursday. Those are my work days, Monday to Thursday, and I pretty much clock on till about 2:30. Look, it's a high intensity job. I love leading my team that have grown to be, I think, 12 of us now. It is the vision that I had when I look at my journal and my diary some 4 or 5 years ago. The revenue of the practice and the number of people on the team are exactly where it is. So, how can I not turn up? I love them. In fact, I have to screw my butt to my seat at home to not go into the practice when it's not my work days. I literally have to hold myself back. That's a great sign. It means that there's a highly motivated energy in a space. I love the projects that we're working on. I love seeing my teammates grow. I enjoy watching them identify what they're passionate about, what they're curious about. I love hearing about their holiday plans. I just love knowing that somehow we've got two businesses, the Center for Effective Living, which is the psych practice. I love seeing how the ethos and the philosophy and the values of our business interacts with their lives as they post photos on the Facebook page of what they're doing over the weekend, or when they tell me that they can't respond to my email right now because it's going to take them an hour for them to go for a walk before they clock on. Love that. So, yes, you're still going to work hard. The important thing is whether our sense of ourself and our identity and our sense of our personal success and failure is so heavily invested in what we do. Whether or not the work that we're doing tires us, exhausts us, discourages us, provokes us, aggravates us, frustrates us to the point where you don't want to go. Now that you've got to attend to, right? Thirdly, work engagement and investment in what you're doing is like a three-part stool. If you don't have all of the legs, you're going to be a bit wobbly and you will fall over. So, absolutely, you've got to watch your exhaustion tanks, your emotional exhaustion, your physical exhaustion. Play hard, people. Play hard. I love having fun, right? I'm not telling you what I'm doing on Facebook all the time because that's like my private stuff. I don't need you to know what I'm doing, but play hard. So, yes, you've got to rest. Yes, you've got to clock off. Yes, you've got to go to the toilet. Yes, you've got to lock in your vacations. Yes, you've got to make sure you get your sleep, right? So, yes, that's one leg. Second, you've got to be highly invested in, these two things that I say now, why you do what you do and who you're becoming, right? How are you growing as a human being in your personal as well as your professional life? How are you negotiating the things that are on your plate in your work time, whether you're volunteering or you're a stay-at-home parent or a carer? How are you filling up those things? How are you simplifying that? How are you making them manageable? Those are all the things that you can either have a really heavy sack on your back, or you can have feather pillows on your back because you can pile more on because it's not quite as heavy for you. Now, that is going to give you a real sense of achievement, accomplishment, and pride, and it doesn't have to be about big things. Just the fact that you can learn, that you can grow, that you can make mistakes, that you can pick yourself up, right? Second. And the third thing is you've got to watch the connections that you have, and your professional connections and your work professional connections. They're legit. They're important. If you stay at home a lot, your connections with your neighbors, with your faith community, with your family, they're important as well, right? So you can't just take a break from life. I'm not on a sabbatical for life. I haven't broke up with people. gone into a hole, dug myself in, not lifting a finger to do anything. You can't do that because you will not survive as a human being. That's not what it's about. So, my take home message from today's live is if you are considering a sabbatical, there are no rules. I actually read a book about it. I thought, let's just go read a book and see what people have to say. And I guess a sabbatical has largely come from the academic world. However, the main point of it is it can be as long or as short as you can have it. And you can use that time to engage your mind in different ways, make new connections with people, make use your productive hours in a different way, right? It's really up to you. You still got to be human though. You can't take a holiday from life. That's not what it's about. That's just an opportunity to refuel, regenerate, and revitalize for another chapter. All right, take care.